Hello, so I will be installing, well, I'll be exploring the Slackware installation, and I did lower the resolution to 1080p because my bandwidth for the month is going to be too high if I upload more 4K videos this long. Anyways, this is the F-disk when I use the installer, so it'll give me all the information about the micro SD card and the drive number, which is SDA1 for the Slackware installer. It's actually a 160 megabyte file. It's a really small file, 152 it looks like. And I also installed a 64 gigabyte micro SD in a USB adapter on the Raspberry Pi 3. So I am able to install Slackware, which needs 16 gigabytes on it. I'm not going to go through the whole installation. I'm just kind of go through the tutorial, which I'll post in the description. It's a very nice tutorial. It gives you like all the it tells you everything what to look for. If you're using SDA1 for your boot device, obviously you don't want to use that for your partition where you're going to be installing it, unless you have the space or yeah, I can do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just reboot it again. And go through the process here. So one of the first things it says is to run cfdisk partition manager, and to do that you would press cfdisk /dev /mmc blk0. Okay, so this is the partition manager, and that would be the 1 gigabyte volume. Okay. On the micro SD, you'll see the VFAT if you have W95. MLK POP1. So you're going to use the existing VFAT partition as your boot partition, but you're also going to need additional partitions in order to house your Linux system. So at this point you should create a swap partition and a root partition. Create a swap. Well, I don't have enough space for a swap. And especially on 1 gigabyte. So I probably want to just use a single micro SD to put the boot on it. Let me see if there's another one here. The highlight. Well, apparently it didn't recognize the other USB drive that I installed. F-disk. So it does recognize the other SDA1 on here. But I don't really know how to go from there to here in this tutorial, since it doesn't seem to... I mean, I'm sure there's an option how to install the boot partition on the 64 gigabyte, but I'm trying to get it to recognize. So you have primary, new partition created, you need to tell CFDisk that it's going to be used as swap, make sure MLPO2, configure a mic. There's another tutorial for setting up a micro SD. Before downloading installer, you're going to change the temperature. See, I already have the installer image, but maybe I should skip ahead here. Don't need to get that installed. Okay, I think I found MK. Oh, I think I had to go to the root mine Xbox temp, but oh yeah, that's right. Root at Slackware. So this one is root at mine Xbox temp. So I didn't use the temp. Will it matter? I don't know. Probably. There's CD. Oh wait, yeah, that's all based on the temp. Slack. Okay. Well, then the next part is just downloading it from the FTP, which I can probably get, but so this is all part of the pre-installation. Yeah, overall it's a little more a little more steps than the Diet Pi, but of course you also get a lot more options with Slackware. I'm not going to spend the whole day on this, so I obviously, if you're not a beginner, it's probably not the best. If you are a beginner, it's definitely not your the first one you probably want to use. But it is kind of nice to see that there is at least some support for the Raspberry Pi, even if you don't have the whole distribution pre-installed. Thanks for watching.